Hey everyone, I'm the Political Enigma, and today I wanted to talk about a news story that hasn't been getting nearly the attention that it should be. Earlier this week, news outlets all over Britain and Europe broke a story exposing the worst rape scandal in Britain's history. It was revealed that over the course of 40 years, over 1,000 children, some as young as 11, had been victims to rape and grooming gangs around the Telford and Wrotham area, even spreading across all of Lower Britain. Young girls were drugged, raped, sold, and even killed, and according to some victims, it's still happening. News outlets are reporting on this issue like it's a great shock, but what makes this case so disturbing is that this scandal has been exposed time and time again for years, but nothing has been done to put a stop to it. The earliest reports of this grooming scandal date all the way back to the 1990s, but it took 10 years for the police to even launch a probe. Minimal efforts have been taken since then to address this atrocity, even though the numbers of victims just keep rising. Media outlets first caught wind of the scandal in 2010, and while arrests around the groups of perpetrators took place, it didn't even put a dent in the gangs committing these horrible crimes. Mainstream media had and still continue to seem to avoid this scandal, especially outside of Britain, with only right-leaning news outlets choosing to cover the story. Even police have tried and continue to try to downplay this issue. So why is this? Well, the short answer seemingly is because of political correctness. Most of the perpetrators of these rape gangs are of Pakistani descent and followers of Islam, and the media, ever since Trump made that false claim about an event in Sweden, have tried to paint the story that rape and crime committed by Muslims in Europe is not an issue. Now, before I go further, I'll take the time to say, yes, these horrible people are just a fringe. They don't represent most Muslims in the West, but this fringe is destructive and hold beliefs that are not fringe in most Muslim-majority countries. Going on, the police on this issue have perhaps been the most disturbing. Councils in Britain viewed and addressed these children of rape and abuse as prostitutes instead of victims. Police memos in 2012 and 2014 described the sex crimes against these children as consensual. Absolutely disgusting, considering it was clear to everyone this was a rape scandal. To this day, police are under fire for downplaying this atrocity. The police chief in Telford said the number of victims was sensationalized and Telford wasn't worse than anywhere else in Britain. These numbers brought forward by professional analysts of abuse incidents, and despite overwhelming evidence to say otherwise, the police chief is trying to achieve nothing other than discredit the media sources already covering these crimes. My question is, what number would be better for him? 800, 900, 400? The story is the same. Rape gangs have been flourishing for 40 years, and law enforcement haven't slowed it down despite dozens of high-profile cases linked to the scandal. People are even losing their jobs trying to speak out against these criminals and their crimes. A sex abuse charity worker tried to speak out, but she was forced to leave her position as the charity she was working for was funded by the police and they feared they would lose money. A police chaplain was suspended after bringing forth papers to a news outlet revealing social workers, council members, and police have known about the scandal before the 2000s. Their reputation and money was more important than getting justice for hundreds of innocent children. But it wasn't just money and public image that allowed these criminals to flourish in Britain. The seeming root of police and media activity, again, go back to political correctness. Multiple reports point to police fearing racism and anti-Islamic rhetoric for the reasoning they didn't reveal details of abusers to the public, didn't investigate an issue 5 times before MPs intervened. Even a case against a gang who abused a young girl was let down. The chairman of the board and the evidence pointing to the gang members' Muslim background as reasoning for them being overlooked despite multiple reports and accusations they had raped a girl on multiple occasions. This is a disgusting story in all areas, and I really hope the mainstream media start to cover this issue and bring it to more light, and maybe then police in Telford and Wrotham will be pressured to actually stop more abuse against innocent women. Well, that's the end of the video. If you want more from me, whether it be news, analyses, or explanation videos, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.